Retire Smart Austin. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Phil Capriotti Sr. of Empower Wealth and Tax. And to our viewers at home, we know that you think a lot about estate planning, legacy planning. You've worked your entire life to amass a nest egg, and you want to make sure that it goes to the people that you'd like it to go in a timely fashion and the way that your wishes intend. Well, today's first segment is going to talk a little bit about that and how you can properly achieve that. Phil, how are you today?
We're blessed. Thank you very much for asking, Cynthia. And as always, it's a pleasure to be on the set with you.
Well, thank you.
Do you know, I happened to gaze down into the lower left corner, and it says this is our 197th show.
Oh my gosh.
197 shows?
I want to see the first one again.
So do I.
I want to see number one, because we've come a long way.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I can still remember jotting my show notes down on the back of the American Airlines flyer.
Those were the best days. Oh my gosh, to our viewers at home, this is amazing. This shows you how fast Phil puts things together. So I would be waiting for him in the studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we weren't sure what we were going to talk about. And Phil would come in, and his notes would be written on the back of the American Airlines 321 flight, if you will. And I just absolutely love that, those memories.
I would actually, what I would do is I would put the show notes together, and then I'd come in, I give Cynthia a photocopy, and like, here's show one, here's show two.
And I had to read your handwriting, which took a while. We had so much fun.
I do cursive.
Yes.
Yeah,
now I know you're writing very well. But when we first met, I was like,
Yeah. Oh, God,
Yay.
they were the good old days. And these are the good new days. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, congratulations on episode 197.
Yeah, congratulations to us. It's a beautiful thing. Cynthia, if you don't know, is a very, very good friend. She's very good friends with my wife. You can consider her, she's kind of like my show wife.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm
done a lot. We've done a lot together over the last 5 years. So really, it's a testament to you, our viewers, to continue to watch us, to continue to enjoy watching us. And for some of you, calling after watching probably all 190 plus episodes before you finally, did the call. But it's a lot easier now with the QR code and the amount of services we provide. We'll get into that last segment.
And I want to mention
amazing.
this, Phil. If people are wondering, like, can they catch some of the prior episodes? They're on your website, which I love.
Yep.
They can go visit the website, obviously, empowerwealthandtax.com, and you can find Phil's shows, which I think is phenomenal.
Yeah, anytime. Yep, we have them listed. And in fact, the marketing people, our marketing people, do a really good job in staying up to date on the shows and past shows. I think they said we even have a greatest hits. I'm like, greatest hits, what's that? Some of the topics that the people that we've surveyed like the most.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, so they're like, we want to do more of these. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do. But today's topic is really multiple topics. I really like this.
It is.
We've been talking about taxes. We've been talking about RMDs the last 4 or 5 weeks. We covered a plethora of material. Really happy to do it, too. A lot of advanced. And I think one of the cameramen, Greg, said, man, this is like college-level PhD stuff. Like, I don't know about all that, but maybe it is a little college level. And this is why we want folks to come in. We want to spell it out and talk with them really one-on-one.
Yes.
Everyone's situation is different. Everyone's solution is different. But today we're going to be talking about taking advantage of the estate and gift tax.
Yes, well, let's talk about that, because obviously we're talking about some mistakes that people have made in the past, if you will, when it comes to legacy planning. And I'd kind of like to spend some time on that, because as a high net worth individual specifically, there are some things that you may want to be aware of. One of the mistakes that people are making, Phil, failing to use the annual gift tax exclusion. Talk about that. Is that a gift amount that's up to about $18,000, if I'm not mistaken?
It is, and it's one of the last years you'll be able to use it, because the estate taxes and gift taxes are going to sunset. They're going to expire at the end of next year.
Wow, good to know.
Hopefully the Trump administration will be able to settle that. Here's one of the things that you're talking about. First of all, and I can be quite honest with this, as we are with everything, you work your entire life, you pay taxes your entire life. Then you pay taxes on the gains that you earn your entire life, okay? Then when you die, all of the money you've earned and paid taxes on, you got to give half to the government. So what a lot of folks are saying is it's not fair. Not only is it not fair, it's way more than the so-called fair share.
Yeah.
I happen to agree with it. But again, the law is the law. You know, one of the nice things about tax law is there's a takeaway, but then there's always a solution you can find for the problem. And it's one of the nice things about working with a tax advisor or a really good CPA in retirement.
Absolutely.
A lot of folks, high net worth folks like ourselves, are not using the annual gift tax exclusion. So it's $18,000 per couple.
Oh, per couple.
Per individual.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I can give 18,000 to, well, let's see, we have 9 grandchildren.
Yep.
We have 5 children. We have lots of friends. So I could literally give 9,000 to each one of them. There's no limit.
Okay.
My wife can give 9,000, and what it does is it takes it out of our estate with respect to estate tax purposes.
Wow. Okay.
So sometimes you might find a situation where, well, honey, we're not going to spend all this money, okay? It's great. I want to give so much to charity, want to continue doing that. But the old saying, charity begins at home. And there's a lot of truth to that. So the fix, folks, is to gift up to $18,000 per person per individual. In other words, if my wife and I have a joint estate, I can give 9, she can give 9 for a total of 8. I mean, I can give 18, she can give 18 for a total of 36,000 to as many individuals as we want.
That's amazing.
They don't have to be family members.
Okay.
Okay. And it takes it right out of our estate with respect to when the second to die, it gets deducted out of your estate with respect to calculating federal estate and gift taxes.
Okay.
It's an exclusion. We want to take advantage of it. A lot of folks don't do it.
Exactly. Exactly. What about overlooking the benefits of trust for estate planning? That's something that we should talk about as well, especially when you're talking with your high net worth individuals, if you will. If they're not utilizing a trust, how can that be detrimental?
I was talking with one of our trust partners at a very dependable law firm here. I'm very close friends with the owner. And to make a long story short, we were talking about ILETs. We were talking about grantor trusts. An ILET, it's an irrevocable life insurance trust. Okay, so let's start with not setting up a grantor's trust. Okay, so there are a lot of different trusts. As long as you make the trust irrevocable, meaning you no longer have access to the money, you take it out of your estate. Okay. So for instance, not setting up a grantor, and we've done shows on this, retained annuity trust. You know, there's that word annuity again. Well, we can actually set up annuities for, okay, I'm the grantor. Okay, and we want to have it in a retained annuity trust, so the money stays in that, to pay out each one of my grandchildren each and every year, our grandchildren each and every year. I'm just using that as an example. It could be anyone. It could be the man on the moon. It doesn't have to be a relation to you. It could be your best friend. It could be your best friend's children. It could be someone who's less fortunate. So you can set this up. You can set this annuity up to pay a set annuity value. And by the way, it doesn't have to be in an insurance annuity. The term annuity, it could be in a managed account where we pay an annuity from that account each and every year. And because it's irrevocable, it's no longer in your trust. So, so at the end of life, okay, second to die, it's not counted in as a taxable item or part of your lifetime estate and gift tax deduction. So
that's incredible.
I don't want to pay. I'm sorry, guys. I paid my fair share.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just like the Peanuts character, Lucy, when she said, I just want my fair share. I just want to pay my fair share, but that's it. Nothing more.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Nothing more.
So a lot of these different strategies are not being used by high net worth people, individuals, and it's a shame. I was talking with the attorney about, we were talking about ILETs. I said, we're going to be setting up several ILETs. I just wanted to make sure that you have enough experience in setting these things up. And he said, sure, we've set up literally dozens and dozens of these things. And I said, wonderful.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then one of the other questions is, how about elder law? Do you do elder law when we have a client that becomes infirm or has Alzheimer's, to protect the assets?
Absolutely.
And irrevocable elder law trust? So these are a lot of things that you can use. There are a lot of trust vehicles that you can use to make sure that we don't have any unintended beneficiaries.
Perfect, Phil.
Okay, and I'm talking about individuals and or IRS.
Okay.
I only want to pay my fair share, and I want to make sure that I don't have unintended beneficiaries. So what do? We set up these failure to overlook an irrevocable life insurance trust might be something that you may want to take a look at. And we set them up for a lot of high net worth folks. You know, they're funny. It's kind of funny. I think because you have to work with a high-priced attorney and a high-priced CPA to take advantage of all of these different, I'm going to call them laws. Some people call them loopholes. I call them tax laws, but you don't. You just have to work with someone who's knowledgeable and has a lot of experience in setting these types of things up.
Well, Phil, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, if you're hearing a lot of this information for the very first time and you're leaning in and you want to hear more, this is your opportunity to do so. Just pick up the phone and call into the number on your screen. That number is 888-818-6557. You'll want to meet with Phil and his team and let them get to know you one-on-one. What are your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for retirement? Do you have a plan to get you there? If the answer is no, or if you're unsure, don't miss this opportunity. Call in today, 888-818-6557. If you're rushing out the door, you don't have a pen, you can grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That'll take you right to the landing page for Empower Wealth and Tax, and you can schedule your time accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. I have so much more with Phil on Retire Smart Austin.
One of the secondary reasons I got into the tax business is my very first job. It was an usher at a movie theater. So back in my day, since I'm a baby boomer, people would come, we would tear their ticket, and we would walk them down, seat them, and then come back. So up until that point, I was getting $5 a week for allowance, and I'm telling you, I was like an indentured servant. My brother was allergic to grass and pollen, so I had to do all the lawn work. I had to do all of the work, as a matter of fact. So I get my first check. I get 37 and a half hours. I'm making $2.10 an hour. This check's going to be close to $80. I look at the check and I get sticker shock. $41.78. I'm good at math. That's not adding up. So I go over to the manager. He says, oh, Phil, he says, flip the check around. Federal income tax, state income tax, FICA tax, all of these different taxes. So that was my first lesson at 15 about how important paying taxes are. And by the way, I think that anyone that has paid taxes every year for 50 years, by the time they're 75, they should be tax-free. I don't care where they put their money. That's my belief. I believe we've done our fair share.
Welcome back to Retire Smart Austin. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Phil Capriotti Sr. of Empower Wealth and Tax, and we're talking all about some wealth planning strategies for high net worth individuals and also some mistakes that you do not want to make. But Phil, we should talk about this beautiful book that's on the desk next to me, and I'm so excited because I didn't plan this, but it color coordinates exactly with what I'm wearing today.
Even down to the louder yellow letters.
I
With that
know.
beautiful yellow shirt. I don't know. If I were, I think, Ed, I would think you're going to have to give Cynthia some royalties for this. Okay.
We did not plan it.
Yep. So we're talking about the retirement savings time bomb ticking louder. Ed Slott wrote this book about 10 years ago, then redid it about another 5 years. And every time the tax laws changes with respect to IRAs and Roth IRAs and anything that has to do with tax efficiency and retirement, Mr. Slott updates it. So this is the newest one. I want all of my viewers to get one. However, to qualify, you must call 888-818-6557, set up an appointment for us to do a retirement income plan and a Morningstar report along with a portfolio observation. There's no obligation to buy or work with us. Or take out your cell phone, click the QR code, and go to empowertaxbill.com. That's all one word, empowertaxbill.com, and hit the fast track button. When you come in, we'll structure we'll get a chance to know each other. Not only that, what we'll do is we'll structure a retirement income plan that's tax efficient for you and your family, and we'll run the Morningstar report on your investment portfolios, make sure that things are in balance and in sync. You'll get a copy of the book, read it on your own and enjoy it. Gain a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge in this book. One of our producers a couple of weeks ago told me there's about 100 different TV shows just in the index of the
100%.
book. So a lot of information in it. And it's also a source of where I get much of my knowledge. So if you want to be in tune with Retire Smart Austin, give us a call and come on in, get a copy of the book.
Thank you, Phil. I want to ask you about something that I'm not familiar with, but I know you can shed some light for me. The Dynasty Trust. My mind is going back to the 1980s show with Linda Evans. Remember Dynasty?
Yeah, Dynasty.
Okay. So what is a Dynasty Trust?
Well, she would need to set it up because they were in oil, as I recall. I remember they were like big oil people, weren't they, up in Dallas?
Oh, my gosh.
Or was that a different show? Was that Dallas?
Well, that was Dallas, but there was one Dynasty, and
it
my
was
mom
a spin-off.
watched it every single week, so I watched it growing up.
Okay, for those of you that are concerned with generational trust, like myself and many others who have worked hard, saved hard, and paid a lot of taxes, a dynasty trust is designed to protect generational wealth. You want to set up this trust to avoid the estate taxes on your wealth and transfer it to the next dynasty, as it were, in your family, or it could be a friend or anyone's family. So it's a specific trust. It doesn't get a whole lot of mention, but a dynasty trust is a vehicle that is used for generational wealth transfer, which we have talked about many times. Also, I'm going to talk about an ILIT, and that is an acronym for an irrevocable life insurance trust.
Okay.
Folks, if you have large life insurance policies, these babies need to be condensed, and if it's because it'll be included in your taxable estate. If you condense them and place them into an ILIT, irrevocable life insurance trust, it's no longer counted in your estate with respect to paying estate taxes.
Wow.
So grantor trust, getting it out of my estate, I want to give it to the kids or grandkids. ILIT, life insurance policies, they're paid up, no longer need them. Let's put them in an ILIT, get them out of my estate. So there are a lot of different methods that we can use to reduce your overall taxes. So you know what I say, if you pay taxes for 50 years, it's my belief everyone should have a tax holiday. This is just some of the few vehicles that we use to protect folks against excessive taxation.
Well, Phil, we're going to take a commercial break, but I know you have a very special message to the viewers at home. And when we come back, I would love to spend some time talking about all of the services that you provide, if you don't mind.
I'd be happy to do that. And if any of the information that we talked about today applies to you, or even if it doesn't apply to you, pick up your cell phone, click the QR code at the bottom of the street, Of the street, sorry.
Screen.
At the bottom of the screen. Or call 888-818-6557. Let the gal know you want to fast track, you want to get into the office as quick as possible. Or you can click the QR code and go to empowertaxbill.com, empowertaxbill.com. Come on in. We're not limiting the appointments. What I'm seeing is a lot of folks have been calling in, and very first question, how long have you been watching the show, or how long have you been listening to us on KLBJ? And I'm hearing 3, 4, 5 years. I think I watched your first show. Oh, in fact, I said, how did you find out about me? He said, the other financial guy went off and you came on, but you never went off.
Oh my gosh.
I had one gentleman tell me that. There was another financial guy, I forget what his name is, but you came right in his place and you're still here, so we decided to finally give you a call.
Oh, well, I'm glad that he did. Oh, my goodness. To our viewers at home, we know that you're enamored with Phil and all of the information that he gives you every single week. That number to call is 888-818-6557. Or as Phil mentioned, you can grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to the landing page for empowertaxbill.com. And go ahead, put your information in there to get a fast track to Phil and his team. When we come back, I'm going to talk to Phil in depth about what services does he provide? What does the firm provide? Stay tuned. We'll be right back momentarily.
Hello, my name is Phil Capriotti. You know, some of the folks that come into our office are concerned that they might outlive their money in retirement. At Empower Wealth and Tax, we're able to address those concerns by answering your questions and by developing a comprehensive, tax-efficient retirement income plan. Now, this includes a cash flow analysis, a tax and risk assessment, as well as a comprehensive investment portfolio review. Remember, this is a complete and comprehensive analysis, and it's prepared by one of our licensed fiduciaries absolutely free. As you know, we never accept compensation for this service. We simply want you to be educated and informed. So call us today or select one of the options below and start empowering your retirement right now.
Welcome back to Retire Smart Austin. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Phil Capriotti Sr. of Empower Wealth and Tax, and we're talking all about some planning strategies, if you will, for high net worth individuals. I knew I was going to have a tongue twist after you said click on the street. Yeah. I knew it was coming for me. I just knew it.
It's rubbing off.
It totally is. But I want to talk in depth about everything that you offer your clients, your firm overall, because people are wondering, like, wow, what else is there? What else can he help me with?
You know, Cynthia, when you work with a fiduciary, which our firm is, as am I, we're always obligated to act in the best interest of the client, whether we're managing their money, whether we're managing their insurance, whether managing their pensions, their taxes, whatever, their trusts. So many folks love our firm because not in addition to managing their retirement income and their taxes and so forth and their Roth conversions, we'll manage their Medicare. So some folks should have a Medicare Advantage program. Well, you have to certify for these things. So depending on the zip code you live in, you hear it from October 15th to I think December 7th. We get bombarded by all of these plans. Choose my plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we do for our clients is get rid of all of that. So we have our own Medicare division.
Wow. So
we have a Medicare specialist that is licensed with all of the Medicare Advantage plans for folks that want an HMO or PPO or what we call Medicare Advantage. Then we have another individual that does all of our Medicare supplements. And our home office, Magellan Financial, they help us manage it. So we're licensed with each and every company, in my opinion, that's worth a hoot, that I would own. And so we help folks manage what health plan they should be on, in addition to, especially when they're transferring, going from regular health insurance to Medicare.
Wow.
So, and we do it in the best interest of the clients. We manage their long-term care. So that's another department. There are about 5 different ways you can skin the long-term care issue.
Okay.
If you don't have long-term care, we don't want to just pick any company. We want to choose the company that's in the best interest of the client. We have that department as well.
Okay.
Needless to say, we have our tax department,
Yeah.
okay? So our tax department, we have 3 licensed tax prep specialists and a CPA that run that firm. It's one and the same within our company.
Okay.
I'm not telling them to go down and talk to the CPA next door. They're going straight across the hall and talking to our tax firm. So we have our own tax department who also is in charge now of executing all of our Roth conversion strategies and doing mock tax returns at no charge for our clients, in addition to filing their taxes. Now, as part of our tax practice, we have an audit guarantee. Anyone that gets audited with a return that we have prepared and signed off on, we represent them at no additional charge for an audit.
Okay.
So this is also something that it's a service that just isn't offered by other financial individuals. We have our own trust department. We have our own legal arm. So we just got done talking about, legacy trusts and ILETs and all these different types of trusts. There are literally, folks, dozens of different trusts that you can use. And so instead of having to go and see an attorney, an accountant, and you're Eddie down the street or Johnny or Charles or whoever, you can come in or talk to someone that's a policy peddler selling Medicare supplements. When you take a look at, instead of having 5 or 6 different advisors that are all different, look at it in different places. When I started this company in 2005, the idea was all-inclusive, 360 degree protection, offer all services.
Yes.
As a fiduciary, always act in the best interest of the client. That is what we bring to the clients. That's what makes us different from every other financial advisor out there today.
And that's what makes you special, because people love to come in. They love being able to tell you anything that they're thinking or dreaming for their retirement, anything that they're concerned about, especially the tax planning piece. All of these things really encompass the holistic retirement plan, because Phil, correct me if I'm wrong, income is the outcome.
Income is the outcome. And one other thing, because we've reviewed thousands of different client situations, there isn't a situation we haven't come across that we can't find a solution to.
Phil, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call, the most important number of all, 888-818-6557, or click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today on Retire Smart Austin.
Thanks.